Fitzpatrick out there. For Notre Dame, Atkins, Connaughton, Grant, Martin, and Cooley.
I think Anthony Collins must be late for dinner once in a while. Dude really knows pace.
Olin attacked, missed badly. Grant leading the Irish break. Atkins to the bucket, blocked by Gilchrist.
Good hustle by the big guy.
3 minutes to go. In a shocking development, Collins pulled it out.
Pulls the plug.
Then he got fouled by Jaron Grant. The 4th team foul in this half against Notre Dame. And the first personal of the night on Grant.
This foul indiscriminately, but only 4 team fouls for Notre Dame. So if South Florida gets an angle, you can foul them before they get to the bucket if they're going to get something easy.
Collins, the pull-up. And his first bucket of the second half is huge. He has 13 points.
A nice pace and use of the hesitation and a great design on the out of bounds.
South Florida's done a nice job on Grant and on Atkins.
Wow, diving to the floor. Collins to save it.
And look at that, pull the plug. Oh, the coaches are up.
Olin almost threw him to the backcourt. Nice catch out there by Victor Rudd Jr. Now Collins will run the show. They can take it well under 2 minutes to go if they run the shot clock down.
Still have to be patient and defend. Notre Dame's only down a possession. Seems desperate, but just a 3-point game.
2 minutes to go. The winner will play Louisville in the Big East semifinals tomorrow night. Out of control. Holden hit the deck. Rudd Jr. had to launch. Anderson the rebound in traffic.
Wow, what an aggressive snare.
Mike Bray telling his defense to stay back. Too early to start fouling. And you saw Stan Heath at the same time telling Collins, just stand there.
Well, they're so comfortable late, aren't they? I can relate.
Virtual shot clock at the left of your screen near the bottom of the lane. There's a rebound in traffic that Connaughton had to have for Notre Dame.
I think Mike's got the timeout. I think he switched to a 2-3 zone that trip. Made it tough.
Interesting they called the timeout because it looked like they had a little bit of momentum on the run there with
getting old. That's the game at Ames when he was a player.
Speaking of 3-point shooting, the Irish would not turn down an open 3 here.
They shot the threes well tonight. 7 out of 15. Sticking down to a minute to go. 20 on the shot clock. Grant, well guarded by Fitzpatrick, just hoisted one up. A wild heave by Grant. And now Atkins forced to foul Rudd.
It's the 5th team foul.
Team's 5th.
Boy, I thought he could have really curled and used that baby hook here. May have lost control. That's what happened.
Some contact, too. Fitzpatrick had his hand in his hip for that drive, and then Grant, when he flailed his left arm out, actually smacked the defender. So 5 fouls on Notre Dame.
Try not to let Collins get a touch. That's easier said.
Collins is their best free throw shooter, 85%. Boy, Rudd almost walked after the leaping catch. And that's the 6th, so they still won't shoot. Martin commits his second personal. 47 seconds to go. The ball in a 3-point lead for South Florida, trying to continue this amazing run. They were picked 14th in the Big East preseason coaches poll, and those coaches know these teams better than anybody else. And he said, I didn't think we were going to be 14th, but I certainly didn't think we were going to be 4th either. So he believes they've overachieved a bit.
Nice face guarding.
Grant took it away, and then a foul called on Rudd. So Grant will go to the line for a 1-and-1 with the clock stopped, a chance to make it a 1-point game.
Why was Rudd playing with the ball like that?
Well,
just be strong with it, they'll foul you.
On the inbounds, Mike did a great job. He doubled, and now they get back and they take Collins out. So Rudd is sort of stuck right now.
No, he's not. Just hold it. He doesn't have to be spinning around there. Just hold it.
Pretty good defensive play, though, I think, by Notre Dame.
Great defensive play. I mean, when you've got a 3-point lead and you've got the ball, You can't be messing around with it like that.
Grant's their best free throw shooter. Rattled around a bit, but went home.
Boy, what a turnaround.
I think it all started with the doubling of Collins, so he couldn't get the touch. You never know what the bigger guys are going to do.
Dragic wants to come in. Doesn't look like they're going to let him come in. Apparently he got over there too late. Two big free throws, and now they'll let Dragic in, and Cooley will go out. You try for a little bit for steal, and then at some point you have to foul, correct? Or you let them take it all the way down to 3 seconds to go?
No. I think you do a couple of things. You run a trap. You try and get a rotation. Ideally, a 5 second.
They get it into Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, you got to give it now. They're going to give one up.
The man behind the defense is Poland. He missed a wide open layup, but hustled back, and then he got fouled by Martin. Oh, he missed a layup, but then corrected the mistake with a great effort to outduel Martin for the ball, and Martin got called for his third.
Wow.
That is absolutely amazing.
You must make it if you take it.
You agree with the foul call? It did look like Martin was behind Poland and knocked him down from behind in that follow-up action after dismiss.
Well, Notre Dame's probably fortunate they called it because Poland was turning around to go to the bucket.
Yeah, Martin definitely fouled him. Had his arm hooked for a little bit. So Poland is at the free throw line. He's 75% for the season. First attempt of the night. And it's a 1-and-1. If he makes two, it's still a one-possession game. It popped out. Martin the rebound. Connaughton running the floor. He got fouled by Poland.
What are they doing?
Unbelievable.
Like, what's Connaughton going to do if he catches it and they foul him?
Go out of bounds, maybe. That's about it. The way he was running.
Well, the bench can't believe it. Poland commits the foul. He's had a very interesting couple of seconds here. No question about the call. So it's the freshman, Pat Connaughton, in the most pressure-packed situation of his brief college career. 74% for the year from the line.
He stood on the mound a lot of times, being the only guy out there.
Terrific pitcher on their baseball team.
Wow. Ice. Like the New England weather.
Little onions, Commonwealth style.
A little early. Onions.
A lot of time left in this one.
You know, Poland thought he could get the ball instead of just getting back in defensive position.
Notre Dame's made 6 free throws in a row. The foul on Poland is third for the lead. Long. Only half an order of onions. Tie game.
You know, it's going to be a ball screen late.
He'll run it all the way down, you would think. Stan Heath's going to use his last time out here.
It's a 60-second timeout.
Patrick Gilchrist, Collins, and Rudd. Grant, Martin, Cooley, Connaughton, and Atkins for Notre Dame.
It's one where you could get a slip. If you do set that ball screen, they jump.
South Florida. The ball in their hands and a chance for their first trip to the Big East Championship semifinals.
He beats it with a split. He
then lost the handle. Free ball on the floor. They're trying to get a timeout. It's a held ball with .6 to go.
Mike was trying to get the penalty officials at the other end. He had called to the rim.
And you can't let anything go to the rim here.
And Collins is the guy. Some sort of a double or a bump to get him the ball.
Rudd, they lob it in, and will go to overtime. It was intended for Hugh Robertson and well defended. Go ahead and finish your thought. When Jack Cooley had it there, we didn't have time to show the rest.
Yeah, we didn't have time to show the replay. There was a wraparound by Augustus Gilchrist. I mean, I think any reasonable person would think a whistle would be blown with the foul.
All right, we'll go back and look at that again when we have a chance. It was certainly a big no call. South Florida's played only one overtime game. It was very early in the year against Old Dominion back in November. They lost 68-66. Notre Dame is 2-0 in overtime. Wins against Louisville and Villanova, and they have the first bucket of overtime. Atkins, the finish.
Yeah, nice play. I think Cooley could be a factor coming. He hasn't been able to finish some shots. Maybe he can get some post offense. But what a nice drive. The body control and dish.
Is that his first bucket in the game?
Yes. For Atkins, who averages 12.4 per game.
Baseline bumps.
Rudd. That's a three and the lead for the Bulls.
He runs that play. Gets his feet organized.
They're going to look and see if it's a three.
So a 1-point lead for USF a minute into the overtime. Each team gets an additional timeout. So Notre Dame has 2 and South Florida has 1 now. Connaughton shoved out by Rudd. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Connaughton. And the third foul on Rudd.
Sorry, Sean. I thought Scott would shoot that ball, though. He beat his guy. They left him.
That Connaughton at the line, shooting 1-and-1.
Connaughton had that big trip to the line late in regulation. Made the first and missed the second. He makes the first here.
One of the things that impresses me the most about Connaughton, he's a good defender, but a really good defensive rebounder.
He can elevate. Remember seeing him dunk down in Philly there during their practice? Pretty athletic.
Yeah, I watched him play in high school, and his athleticism was evident, particularly in a high school game where he's so much better an athlete than everybody else.
I'm sure you got a free ticket, too.
Well, I don't remember. I might have paid in a major upset. Irish by 1. Gilchrist looking for help. Handed it off to Robertson.
Same play.
Good switch there by Martin.
He's very clever defensively.
Surprised they're having Collins just kind of intentionally stand away from the ball and let the other guys do it. Gilchrist the miss. I don't know whether to take that as a yes or a no. If you think most of the year Collins having the ball in his hands has been a pretty good thing.
Yes. My mind was wandering. I was watching them run the floor here. Martin loves to fake while he's catching a pass. It really shakes the defender. Nice get back.
Ooh, Grant had an open 3, didn't want to take it. Dumped it off for Cooley. And the Irish have a 3-point lead.
They need him to contribute. Cooley got in the right spot, but they try to draw. And a nice little slip pass.
Sports Center coming up next here on ESPN. Gilchrist thought about working on Cooley. Thought about it again. Sends it back out to Collins. 8 to shoot.
Martin good at showing.
Collins dumps it off. Robertson gets the bounce.
Good players find people, don't they?
I think it's a good idea when they're in the half-court offense if they have Collins involved.
It just makes plays. So quick. And so poised.
That's what you say. He's a good feel.
15 to shoot. Notre Dame just standing around. They're willing to run the shot clock way down too.
Pick and pop here. They get the switch.
They need to do something. 4 to shoot. Atkins too strong with the left-handed bank shot, and now a chance for the lead for South Florida with a minute and a half to go in overtime.
I like a little activity before, even when you're holding the clock.
After a nice job keeping Collins from getting it back.
Rudd will just keep dribbling. Connaughton playing well off him. Finally, Collins comes and gets the ball. 12 to shoot.
Trying to ice it one side.
Martin switched out. Now Grant's back on Collins. 3 to shoot.
Oh, what a crossover.
Gilchrist blocked by Cooley. And a shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation.
Wow.
Boy, that was a travel by Gilchrist. Got away with it.
He did. You always talk about their depth. It prevailed.
South Florida just needs to stay solid here.
And see, this is my take. if you read and not run stuff, I think it's hard to generate it late.
Yeah, but with a 1-point lead.
No, I understand you're not, but just use your emotions. What I'm saying, you don't have to go and shoot it. Well, they're into it nice and early though. 12 seconds.
Grant was shut off, kicked it to Martin, moved quickly to Atkins, scored 3.
What a pass by Martin, unselfish, and the confidence to stroke it by Eric Atkins.
And how about the poise of Grant not to turn that thing over when he was cut off?
Great point.
Don't have to have a 3 here.
Got to go quickly though.
Atkins, all 5 of his points in overtime. They had a timeout to use. They didn't use it. Oh, Martin threw it away. After the shot was deflected right into his hands, Collins doesn't seem to know what to do. And the 3 goes. And a timeout, South Florida, as Fitzpatrick keeps them alive. That's his first bucket of the game.
You know, I know.
They got a foul right away.
If Martin just held the ball, they had a 4-point lead. He would have shot foul shot to get it in, and the immediate foul by Collins. They threw it into Atkins, who is a 73% foul shooter, and he's been the man in overtime after no points.
They don't have a chance to get a timeout. They're going to have to throw up a heave. It's going to be very difficult.
Atkins to shoot 2. Wow.
Rat-a-tat.
Well, let's see what Mike Bray decides to have him do with 1.6 to go.
And Cooley on the free throw line, I think his job right now is to prevent the pass. Just be big on the ball. Don't lean on the guy whatsoever.
Missed it. Don't know. Didn't look like it was on purpose. Out of bounds. Last touch by Atkins, but only 0.4 left now.
They're going to check it again.
It should. So I guess the reality is it was somewhere in the middle, which is what they settled on. So they have a full second. Anderson throws it in. Look out. Threw it right to us. Trying to get it to Victor Rudd Jr. had no chance to catch that.
Wasn't touched, I don't believe. Oh, they said it was touched. Then some time.
Until the 14 time reviews in a span of 5 seconds of actual game time.
You mean the time?
Oh, this is the pass. They throw it into Connaughton.